Hello, I'm Tony Jacobin. We are on K2Born, and today I'm going to present you an historic perspective of CSR and sustainability that explains the light and its shades. Oops, small T and lights, but since this is not a problem, you will forgive it to me. Thank you. Oh, so let's say when we're talking about the major event of this concept, what can we say? Well, first, we've got a different way to look at it. First, we can refer to the concept here and see when was it coined, what does it imply, where does it took place, and on the other end, and it will be on the actors. Who got involved first and what does it mean? So, first of all, I will insist here on actors. What is quite interesting is that in 1972 there was the first UN conference on environment at Stockholm. 1972, it's a really good date, really good year. And but apart from that, what is interesting is that when there's the first, let's say, actors that get involved in focusing on lowering the growth model to protect environment, to pay some attention against the possible damage linked with climate change. Well, these are the scientists and the NGOs. And what is quite interesting is that when you look at ranking concerning trust, I'm just going to refer to one, for instance. You've got PR Edelman Agency. They publish every year the trust barometer. And what is quite interesting is that you will say, hey, would you trust more? You need to rank institution. They ask leaders of opinion. So who's leader of opinion for them? Well, leader of opinion, you need to be over 35 years old. You need to earn 60,000 USD. 60K in US, 40,000 euros in Europe, just to give you an idea, and you need to be college educated. So obviously there's some drawback in this ranking, because if you just to give 3 people that could not be considered as leaders of opinion, jobs didn't end up at Reed. Zuckerberg didn't end up at Harvard. And Amancio Ortega didn't even start super studies, didn't go to university, start working at 16 years old. Okay, so these are examples, okay, where it shows that not necessarily the ranking is the best way, but it gives major insight. And among the major insight, what is interesting is that it's done in all OECD countries, and it's always the same stories. NGOs and scientists come first. What does it mean? Well, normally take into consideration wages that are earned. You've got more probability to have business people in it than people from the NGOs. When you got the same job in an NGO than in a company, normally you got you earn 40% less when you work in an NGO than in a company. It's quite important to be aware about it. So, what does it mean? Well, basically it means that people from companies say, hey, I'm aware about what should be done, but I've got my internal contradiction. This is the reason why I'm not working there, but this is where I should work. Okay, interesting, isn't it? Then, the principle I'm telling you, work, but not completely, and depend on the country again. Then, government, nation, companies, and last, consumers. What does it mean? Well, it means that in terms of major actors, if you look at this, well, when you show your compromise with CSR and sustainability issues, if you don't really want to share it with your consumers, if you don't want it to be transparent, well, leaders of opinion are aware of it. This is the reason why in vast countries they show that they don't trust companies. You will say, has it changed? Yes, it has changed since the subprime crisis. It has changed since the sovereign debt crisis, but there's still some major issues at this point. And this is the reason why companies are not well ranked in the trust parameter of Edelman. We'll come back to it at this point. Now, in some countries, most of them emerging countries, Latin American one, perception against about governments, right, is pretty low. So even if they got involved pretty fast in sustainability concept, because they were there in 1987 at the Brundtland Commission, there's an issue. And the last point I wanted to highlight concerning these issues is that is something that we as consumers should pay lots of attention to. Is that we are the last one who get involved into it. Now, do we really care about it? I mean, I'm saying it, for instance, with this shirt. Did I ask in which condition it was manufactured? Did I check it out? Did I ask how many the worker got paid for it? Did I check out the ranking, the plant, and so on? Do I come one first, or do I say, well, I like it, I don't know if it fits me? Okay, I'm just saying, you've got lots of issues like this one. We don't want to be too much involved. And then think about it. I'll make you a small quiz. Imagine I give you the opportunity to buy a t-shirt if you're a guy, a top if you're a girl or a woman. Say $20, $20. Would you accept to pay 10% more? I mean, $2 more, just to have a notice that says there's no child labor in this. Well, you can say, well, 10%, $2, it's fine. But until what extent can it fit over time? Okay, so this is something that should be taken into consideration. Then, if we increase it to 20%, 30%, 40%, what do you accept? And now I ask you the same question, but we're not talking anymore about a top or a t-shirt. We're talking about a tablet. Let's assume that the tablet costs 500 USD. 500. Do you accept to pay 10% more? I refer to $50. Well, it's not so easy. It's not so sure that you will accept it. Okay, so this is something that you need to take into consideration, because basically, if you don't, how do you want society to change and move towards this issue? We are all aware about what happened at Shenzhen in a company called Foxconn. In Taiwan, it is called Foxconn. It's they had problem because there were many suicides. But watch out. I'm not saying that it's only in Chinese company. I guess you know it. I'm French. There were waves of suicide in French companies. I can give you three. I can mention Orange, which was the most stressful case. But it's true that it has happened as well in Peugeot and in Renault. So I'm mentioning amongst the top 40 French companies, it has happened as well. So you've got an issue about some saying, hey, we pay attention to the workers that are staying there, but did we stop buying this product? Not that much. So here I think that the major point that I would like you to keep in mind is just to say, is it normal that we, and still myself obviously in it, as consumer, do not pay so much attention to CSR and sustainability? And isn't it the key to, let's say, to the moderate impact of CSR in the community transformation? Because as company, as soon as they will realize that we pay lots of attention to it, they will change it, and they will adapt it. They will create some differentiation. They will be sure that we can create an competitive advantage, because we can do it. We can do it. The issue is the importance of that consumers dedicate to this factor. Okay, so I hope you are with us, and again, stay with us on this fantastic series on CSR and sustainability. Thank you. Have a nice day.